Origin. The cacao is also known as cocoa. The Latin name for cocoa, teobro, means food for the gods. They used it to create a ritual beverage that was shared during betrothal and marriage ceremonies, providing the first known links between chocolate and romance. Origin. How did it spread to other areas? Spanish friars grew Criollo cacao in Ecuador in about 1635. France introduced cacao to Martinique and Saint Lucia in 1660, the Dominican Republic in 1665, Brazil in 1677, the Guyanas in 1684, and Grenada in 1714. England had cacao growing in Jamaica by 1670, and prior to this, the Dutch had taken over plantations in Curaçao when they seized the island in 1620. Amelionado cacao from Brazil was planted in Príncipe in 1822, Sao Tome in 1830, and Fernando Po in 1854, then in Nigeria in 1874, and Ghana in 1879. In Cameroon, cocoa was introduced during the colonial period of 1925 to 1939. The wild variety versus the cultivated variety. The wild variety, also known as Criollo. The Criollo tree is native to Central and South America as well as the Caribbean islands and Sri Lanka. Criollos are particularly difficult to grow as they are extremely vulnerable to a variety of environmental threats. The beans have a white to pale pink color. Considered to be the prince of cocoas, Criollo is prized as an ingredient in the very finest of chocolates. The cultivated variety, also known as Forastero. It is the most commonly grown cocoa, mainly grown in Africa, Ecuador, and Brazil, and accounts for 80% of the world's cocoa supply. What makes it so popular is that it's much harder and less susceptible to diseases. It has a much higher yield than the Criollo variety. Economic importance. The cacao production is very important to many people around the world. Over 50 million people depend on cacao as a source of livelihood so that they can support their families. Not only that, but chocolate made from cacao beans have calcium and iron. Uses. The cacao has many uses such as food and pharmaceutical additives, cocoa products such as cocoa powder and cocoa butter, cardiovascular diseases and risk factors, endothelial and vascular function, for platelet reactivity, environmental requirements. For the wind, cocoa prefers calm conditions than persistent moderate wind. For humidity, it should be generally high, often as much as 100% during the day, falling to 70 to 80% during the night. And for the light and shade, optimum use of any light available. World production statistics for 5 major producers, exporters, and importers. For the top 5 cacao beans producing countries in the world last 2014, ranking at number 1 is Ivory Coast, and ranking at 5th is Cameroon. For the exporting countries, still ranking at number 1 is Ivory Coast, and 5th Cameroon. And for the top 5 cacao beans importing countries in the world, number 1 is Netherlands, and ranking at number 5 is Germany. Top 10 producing provinces in the year 2015 and to 2016, the first is Davao del Sur and South Cotabato at the 10th spot. Recommended varieties and crop production practices. Technologies or policies that increase production or productivity of the cacao. Foreign Assisted Development Projects for Cacao. PPS Product Certification Scheme. The certification of cacao products is guided by the Philippine Standard Quality. IPP 2014-2016. The production of cacao as a commercial production activity is among the preferred activities listed in the IPP. All projects must be endorsed by the Department of Agriculture. LGU support for cacao. 3 major problems for increased and sustainable production of cacao in the Philippines. First are the pests and diseases. Less farmers encouraged to have cacao as a major crop due to high and expensive inputs. Lack of post-harvest facilities, knowledge, effective smallholder technologies, and market chains for quality product.
Created using Powtoon.